Hello beer tubers, so we're actually in San Diego now, and I'm sitting here with Ryan, Stumpy Joe Jr. We're at a Pizza Port. We're having their lunch special. I'm having like a Caesar salad with pepperoni pizza, and I'm drinking on their barrel-aged Night Rider, which is their imperial stout on like 10%, and it's really tasty, complete pitch black. It's kind of like a KBS type of beer because it's got the same kind of sweetness, a lot of chocolate, shit ton of vanilla in it, and a really nice oaky bourbon flavor to it. It's aged in bourbon barrels, a little bit of dark fruits in there. It's a really good beer. And Ryan, you're drinking on their brown ale, right?
Yeah, good Greek brown ale. Nutty, bready, some fruitiness to it. One of my favorite brown ales, along with AleSmith's Nut Brown from San Diego.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, and I'm not a huge fan of brown ales. So.
Yeah, me neither. So,
but this is a really good one.
Yeah, this is really good stuff. This is my first real Pizza Port beer, and it's really tasty. So, yeah, you'll probably see some more vlogs from us later in the day because we're going to go to, where is it? We're going to a bottle shop, and we're going to go to, what was it, the other
Toronado.
Yeah, Toronado, which has some really good beer on tap right now. So, yeah, first day in San Diego. It's gonna be good. So I'm on my probably last beer here from Pizza Port for today. We might be back because we're hoping that they're gonna get the Poor Man's IPA on, right?
Poor Man's IPA.
Yeah, and I'm drinking on the, what was it called?
Bagby's Last Stand.
Bagby's Last Stand. And it's like a blend of their Night Rider, their Wee Heavy, and what was it? The barley wine.
Maybe some other stuff.
Yeah, and then there's like aged, kind of like what Firestone Walker does. And it's really interesting. You get a lot of the Night Rider quality with the roasted malt, but I get like a nice dark fruit flavor to it, or aroma. That really reminds me of black currants, along with like oakiness, some bourbon and chocolate vanilla notes. It smells really nice, and the flavor of it. That flavor is really tasty too. It's kind of mellow compared to Night Rider. It's not as pungent in the oak character to it, but you get a nice oaky flavor to it. Get the black currant kind of flavor, dark fruits, some chocolate, vanilla notes. It's roasted malt. It's pretty tasty. And what are you drinking, Ryan?
Coffee Monster. It's their Imperial Coffee Porter. They use like a locally produced coffee to infuse the beer. It's very coffee forward. Especially fresh, it's extremely coffee forward, and then it mellows out. But you still get a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of caramel in there. Really easy drinking stuff. I mean, if you drink it cold enough, it's like drinking a nice coffee, but with like 9% alcohol, which you can't taste at all. So it's really drinkable stuff. One of my local favorites for extreme coffee beer.
So yeah, guys, that probably does it for the time at Pizza Port today. We're gonna go look at some bottle shops now, and then probably hit up maybe a Green Flash, and then also a trip to Toronado, the beer bar. So that's gonna be exciting. So see you guys later. So guys, we're here at the Green Flash Brewery. Pretty big, much bigger than I thought it would be. Yeah, and Ryan, he's drinking on the 30th Street Pale Ale?
30th Street Pale Ale. I don't know, they might be bottling this. They've been brewing beers for different neighborhoods kind of in San Diego, so they developed this one for 30th Street where all the good beer bars are around town. So it's a 6% Pale Ale. I was just telling Peter, and you know, Daniel knows this, the endosymbiosis. Everywhere else this would be an IPA for 6% with the amount of bitterness on it, but here in San Diego, this is a San Diego, a regular San Diego Pale Ale. I mean, good bitterness up front, but then just really a lot of late edition hops, a lot of juicy hops in the middle of the palate, but enough malt sweetness so it's not too dry. It somewhat balances out a little bit, but
it's good.
It's one of the better Pale Ales in town.
So I got like 3 tasters, and they're like a bucket taster, so they're pretty cheap. And first off, I got this, which is kind of funny. This is their fizzy yellow beer, which is like a pale lager. What is 5%, right? Or is it 4.5?
It is 5.3. 5.3,
and it's like, it smells like a lager. It's got like some, it's not the freshest batch of it right now, but it's got some grassy kind of sweet malt aroma. It's a little bit floral. sweet maltiness in there. Again, the grassy floral notes. It's pretty tasty. It's like a fishy yellow beer, just a little more bitter than your average like lager.
Right.
Like it's pretty good. For example, I would much rather drink this like instead of the New Belgium Shift lager they just did, which is a little more hot too. Pretty tasty. And up next is we don't really have any water, so we'll manage. But this is the Linchpin, which is their collab between with the founders, Green Flash and Founders, which is 7% Belgian white IPA, they call it, or white IPA, which is like a white ale or mixed beer that they make like an IPA. And got the spices in it and all. It's got a lot of nice banana notes, but then you get like orange. I get a lot of orange on it. Like the coriander notes and stuff. It smells really nice. Flavor is really nice too. A lot of orange. Orange is like the most dominant hop flavor in there, I'd say. Which is probably also because they have the spices in there, it's probably got orange feel, so it accentuates that. Nice little bit of banana in there.
I'm pretty sure there's Amarillo in there too.
Amarillo? Yeah, well that's orange for you. Yeah. So, yeah, a little bit of black peppery coriander flavor. And then the last one, which is the Palate Wrecker. I didn't get to try that in Albuquerque. It never made it out there, but it's a 9.5, I think?
Yeah.
Imperial IPA that's like insanely dry. Richter palate. Aroma is kind of not the most complex IPA. It's just like a lot of grapefruits and piney notes. I get a little like hint of pineapple almost. But it's not that easy to smell right now because they're also brewing, so you can smell the fresh hops.
Oh yeah.
So, but the flavor on it.
Yeah, it smells phenomenal in here right now.
Well, yeah, that's definitely bitter. It's not the most bitter beer I've had. I'll actually go and say the Mikkeller 1000 IBU Ultramate on 4.5% is even more intense than this, but this is still really bitter.
This one builds up though. Just by the time you're done with that, it'll start building up a bit more.
But the flavor there again, grapefruit pine. I get a little bit of almost a sweet kind of maltiness to it though.
Yeah.
But it's pretty tasty. It's definitely very bitter, and you can feel the bitterness lingers for a while, like after the first sip. Well, they're all good beers. I mean, Green Flash makes some awesome stuff. I don't know, maybe we'll have more tasters here, I don't know. Other than that, next up is probably going to be Toronado, or what was that other brewery called?
Yeah, well, we'll see. But
yeah, we'll find out. Yeah. So yeah, see you guys later. Hey guys, so now we're at Toronado. I already had first a glass of Suffocation. Ryan had, what was it called?
Benefication?
Yeah, Benefication, which is like a quad kind of beer. Or no, double
yeah, spice double. Yeah.
And then we're like, this is the Millennium by New Millennium by Alpine. It's like a pale ale, or San Diego pale ale, because it's quite hoppy. None of those like sweet orange, tangerine kind of aromas to it. Super fruity. It smells really nice. It's kind of like a. This is actually, this is kind of like zombie dust like. The zombie dust with the citra is super fruity. But this also got like some tropical fruit notes to it. But yeah, it's not got the intense bitterness of like an IPA, but it's got a nice orange tangerine flavor. Nice fruity hop profile. It's really good, but this one is much better. That is probably the best pale ale I've had. For me, that even beats Zombie Dust, and that is Happy Birthday by Alpine. And like the aroma on this bad boy is just super tropical fruit in there. They use New Zealand hops, and I'm sure they have some in here in Nelson, because it's got that white grape kind of tropical fruit aroma to it. A lot of like the mango kind of passion fruit, a little bit of that sweeter orange characters and all. It smells amazing. It's great. Flavor follows the nose. Tons of that tropical fruit notes. Tons of like that kind of sweet, kind of white grape flavor. It's more of those juicy hop qualities. Bitterness is not high for a pale ale, but as Ryan's been telling me, it's a San Diego pale ale, so it's all right. But that's amazing. That's definitely beats Zombie Dust in my line. That is fantastic. And the last little glass here is Dogfish Head 120-minute IPA. And Toronado is having their anniversary weekend this weekend. They started yesterday, so that's probably why they have it on. And yeah, that's my first time ever having any of the minute beers from
Doctor's Head, and like the aroma is like it's super intense. It's a little boozy. I think it's like 18 or 15%. This might be an 8, or it's probably an aged one because it's not really that hoppy. It's more like a sweet barley wine, quite syrupy. Well, like sweetness. It kind of like almost smells like something along the lines of a barley wine in my mind, crossed with something like an ice bar, because it has like the same intense caramel, syrupy sweetness as like a semi-class has, but still there's a little bit of like a piney kind of aroma to it with the flavor. Like super oily mouthfeel. Still got a solid bitterness to it, but it's definitely aged. A lot of sweet maltiness, caramel, toffee notes. For like 18 to 15%, it's not too boozy actually, which is pretty impressive. But it's not like a mind-blowing beer. It's just one of those intense, extreme beers you kind of need to try sometime.